democracy. We seem to think that was a pretty good idea. Why did we
still
choose
using
that one instead of the other one?
So you can't cherry pick.
It's just crazy. And if you read your Shakespeare, we're reading that in schools these days.
Hayes loves Shakespeare.
Juliet.
Yes.
That girl was 6 years old.
Right. And people don't get that.
And we just have these blinders on where we're like, oh, that's true love, but only if she's some imaginary age.
Well, it's just, and I've met. I've been getting pretty forgetful lately. Mm-hmm. And in the course of that conversation, we have an exchange where I say something that a lot of people don't agree with. Maybe it's that
who can swim, who can't swim. It doesn't matter.
Or even just that Shakespeare didn't write his own plays.
Sure.
Because I think it was that Earl. I think it was the Earl of Oxford, the 17th Earl of Oxford, who wrote most of his plays.
Yes, and that's...
Or maybe
we don't have to talk
maybe
about
Queen
that.
Elizabeth.
It doesn't matter.
Just too sexist to admit that.
What the specifics
Well, if you
are.
see Anonymous, you'd know. And so I'm saying that, and then you don't agree with it. Now, can you come and take my hamburger sandwich and eat it in front of me?
And is that...
No.
I like some Shakespeare's of Shakespeare's plays.
And I'm
really
going to... I just want to get ahead of this. Sean...
You want to go ahead and explain this?
No. When you mention his name, Sean has some opinions on this that are not necessarily the kind of things that we want to do on the show. And so before if you don't really want to know the truth about it, even get started.
But this plays in exactly to what we're talking about. Because Queen Elizabeth wrote those plays and had to publish it under a man's name, and we know that he didn't. And if you've seen Anonymous, we know that he didn't write it.
Right.
And so, in order for people to buy the plays and see them and watch the tickets and be happy and have all the laughs or cry when the people are eating the poison, they need to have a man's name on it so that they could watch it and not be upset. And actually, Shakespeare didn't do it. And so, Hayes wants to say that that's not the place of the show, but it is an educational show. And I don't think this is the same as when I talk about how religion is the cause of most wars. And Hayes doesn't want to hear about that. But religion is the cause of most wars and has killed more people than any one disease.
And people want to talk about to what
Ebola outbreak. And it's like, how about the religion outbreak?
Can I just stop you, Sean, from speaking? Because I'm furious again. Viewers, listeners at home.
You've made Zoe furious.
I'm shaking. I'm trembling with anger because once again, you spoke, you were the mouthpiece for a woman before I got a chance to do it, before another woman, because that queen actually did write those plays.
Oh no, and you think the same stuff?
Sean and I are just
this is
speaking
my
about
nightmare.
We're just talking about the truth here.
Oh no.
How come if Shakespeare really wrote it, then how come we don't know where he's buried?
Right.
And think about, and maybe it was the queen and maybe it was this other earl, but either way, it definitely wasn't him.
What did they do? What do you think they did with his body?
Oh, you're so brainwashed by the friggin' Republic craps and the friggin' libtards in this country that you just don't even want to ever look beyond the very surface level. Scratch the paint.
Scratch the paint and you see that down underneath the first couple layers of paint, you've got actual wood. You have the actual source material under the paint, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how Queen Elizabeth the first?
She wrote it first.
She wrote it first.
And then
and that's kind of most of the content.
And then we can just move
we don't
on.
want to get serious
If you want to stay on it and talk about it.
If you want to put your foot down like this, and you've taken a pretty strong stance so far, that's fine. It's just like we don't try to do that. Like, it comes out every now and then. Look, Shakespeare didn't write his own plays. We all know that, and I have had to talk about that.
And this is something that I would always prefer we not talk about.
Yeah, let's definitely not go there. I'd much rather
think about it.
The letters we get, Jess.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And please
Droves.
Please don't encourage him about this Shakespeare.
Did you
thing.
see Anonymous?
Do we have to go there? Let's just move on.
See,
okay, we'll move on.
See, this is the right
on.
attitude.
Yeah.
So she picks her spots.
Yeah, I picked my spot, and it was an appropriate one, I think. Well, I was going to get deep with you guys if you wanted to go there, but clearly you don't.